Class 12 Biology, Chapter 5, Principles of Inheritance. Now, we recap the lecture 6. Before this, we already made 5 lectures, starting from number 1, pre-Mendelian inheritance, number 2, principles of inheritance, law of dominancy, law of segregation, law of independent assortment, third, monohybrid cross, fourth, dihybrid cross, fifth, test cross, incomplete dominancy cross, and codominancy cross. After codominance, we already studied the topic multiple alleles. So we already studied the following topics: laws of inheritance, we already studied 3 laws of inheritance: monohybrid cross, dihybrid, test cross, incomplete dominance, codominance, and multiple alleles. This portion already covered in 5 lectures. Now we are going to start a new topic, pleiotropy. Pleiotropy is one of the phenomenon in which one gene can control more than one character. Now here we already remember the other patterns of inheritance. We see the other patterns of inheritance. In other patterns of inheritance, what are the other patterns? The other patterns are, one of them is pleiotropy. According to Mendel, one gene control one character. But there are some characters which are controlled by single gene. This phenomenon is called pleiotropy. Pleiotropy means more than one character controlled by one gene. And we can see this is in certain plants. In case of pea plant, the shape of seed and color of seed it is codominant character. Similarly, we see in animals, coat color in mouse. That is also a pleiotropic gene. Similarly, some other also characters which have pleiotropic effect. Now, in the pleiotropy, we can see the single gene can control more than one character. Now, when we see it's in the form of cross, if we see coat color in mice, that is represented by three types of code colors. The black code color, we can represent with capital B. The yellow code color or grey code color, we can represent capital B small b, and the white code color, we can represent small b small b. Now, the three types of code color having different type of mice. We'll see one category of mice, black code color. We simply represent capital Y, and second we are getting the white code color. We represent small b, where a cross is made. After cross, the progeny is heterozygous, and this heterozygous progeny shows most of the grey colors or yellow colors, and this color progeny shows a new combination of phenotypic ratio that turn in place of 3:1 into 2:1 or 1:2. This type of ratio appears. It is seen in such a cross either the dominant means having capital B gene, they are died before birth. Then the ratio will be 2:1 between two colors. And sometimes the recessive one will die. Then it will come to 1:2. This ratio changes. So in this way we can say a pleiotropy single gene is controlling more than one character. It is best example we see here. The shape of seeds in garden pea. Now in shape of seeds, we find here they are having round seeds, say round seeds means they have full starch content. It means the synthesis of starch and shape of seed are two characters controlled by single gene. Now, elliptical seeds are partial starch form, and we can call them capital B, we can call them capital B small b, or we see the wrinkle seed. Wrinkle seed means no starch content, or we represent small b. Now it appears it is a type of incomplete dominance. That is not, because the synthesis of starch is physiological effect, is one of the character, and the shape of seed is another type of character. The shape of seed, because of starch content, represents here the two characters which is controlled by single gene. That is gene is called capital B, and that's why this phenomenon is called pleiotropy. Now, another important phenomenon we are going to study is polygenic inheritance. Polygenic inheritance means, just again we are repeating the same thoughts. According to Mendel, one gene controls one character. So here we find that there are certain characters, which are controlled by more than one gene. It means one character is controlled by more than one gene. It means we can then call multiple factor hypothesis, and the name is called multiple factor hypothesis. It means more than one factor or gene controls single character. The best example in this case we find in both plants and animals, and they are just to see in case of animals or in case of human, we find the skin color. We see variable colors in skin, and these variable colors are controlled by not only one gene, three genes are controlled by three genes. It means three genes are dominating, they are producing different type of colors. If we take bright black, and we represent it capital A, these type of genes all are dominating, three genes are taking part. Gene A, gene B, gene C. Now, if we take albino or white colored skin, we'll find. Now, if we make a cross between bright black colored skin to the white colored skin person, we'll find 7 different type of progeny. And this 7 type of progeny appears 5 type of progeny. And this 5 type of progeny appears in phenotypic ratio 1 ratio, 4 ratio, 6 ratio, 4 ratio 1. 1 is the dark black, 4 are the light black, 6 are the intermediate, 4 are the light white, and 1 are the complete white. This type of ratio will appear. Now, if we plot this ratio on any graphical representation, then we can call it this type of we plot. Now, we'll find in case of monohybrid cross, when we produce or obtain in F2 generation was 3:1. In case of monohybrid cross, what we are finding, the 3:1 between dominant recessive we are cutting. We can monohybrid cross ratio. Now, if we see here polyhedric cross ratio, that appears this type of ratio. So what does show? It shows it is a type of continuous inheritance, and that is in the form of disruptive inheritance. We are not talking about that. Suppose a black skin color person crossed with a white skin color. Suppose it is male, it is female, and their genes are capital A, capital B, and capital C. These genes are small a, small b, and small c. Gametes are A, B, C. Gametes are A, B, C. These are the characters. These are the genotypes. These are the gametes. And these gametes came out of meiosis cell division. Now these gametes are made with a cross. When cross is made, an individual will come out. And this is the intermediate. The intermediate neither black nor white. This type of individual will produce. Now the problem arises. If we make a cross between the two intermediates, we will take equivalence and equivalence suppose now they produce a type of individuals, or we can form the gametes, and these gametes are A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. These are gametes of formula. The gametes are inserted here. These are A type of gametes. You already know why A type of gametes? Because 3 genes are taking part. If 3 genes are taking part means trihybrid cross. Trihybrid cross, trihybrid means 2 to power m is equal to 2 to power 3 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 is equal to 8. So 8 type of gametes. How we calculate the type of gametes? This is the formula to calculate the type of gametes. 2 to power n. Here n is equal to number of heterozygotes. Here we see 3 heterozygotes. A, B, and C are 3 heterozygotes. So that's why 2 to power 3, and that's why a type of gametes are forming. What are a type of gametes are here? How to form the gametes? Just to know here, how to form the gametes? Very important thing. Gamete formation you see. Now first we will take just type of, these 3 type of gametes are there. So we will take out the 3, 1, first the 2, 1, A, B, A, B. Like that. In this way will form, then second will form. So in this way will come up with the gametes. Like that. Now just to remember, what are a type of gametes are here? This type of gametes will form. Now here also will be a type of gametes. Now these are a type of gametes. So when we make cross, we are making cross, and this cross will be in Punnett square method. In the Punnett square method, we produce 64 types of progeny. And what they represent 64 type? Just to see what they will represent in 64 type of progeny. Just to see what are 64 type of progeny we are today. They are basically number one, dark black, means they have all dominant genes, means they have this type of combination, and they are one. Now we'll find four light red, means two dominant genes. Two dominant genes anyone two. In that case, there are four type of individuals. Now, we will not see this one. In this way, we are finding here four light, number 6 intermediate, one dominant, means like that. This type of individual. Now, we find again four individuals like white, and they are any three of one dominant gene, either B or A or C, any one dominant gene. Any one dominant gene, any one dominant gene, like that, either A or B or C, and number one without dominant gene. They are white. Now, in this way, dark black equal to 1, light black equal to 4, intermediate equal to 6, light white equal to 4, white equal to 1. This ratio will be obtained. Now, in the polygenic inheritance, the ratio which we obtain can be plotted in the form of different ways. Now, if we plot in a graphical form, then we find 1, 4, 6, 1, 4, 6, 8, like that. Now, here we see number of individuals 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Now, from here we start, to this we go with this type of curve. Six, 4, 1, 4. This type of curve will appear in the case of polygenic inheritance. So we can say here the polygenic inheritance is different from monogenic inheritance. Monogenic inheritance means Mendelian cross, means monohybrid cross. And in case of monohybrid cross, the F2 ratio is 3 ratio 1. If we plot 1, 2, 3, 4, now 1, 2, 3, 4, Now this one third, then it is the first. So this type of line we are getting straight line in case of monohybrid plants or in case of monogenic inheritance. While we are getting parabolic line in case of polygenic inheritance. So this is the difference between a monogenic inheritance and polygenic inheritance. Here, polygenic inheritance also called quantitative inheritance. Quantitative inheritance means number of genes taking part to express single character. That's why it has some peculiarities in characters. Now, in this way, we could conclude